human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
When some wild-eyed eight-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against a barroom wall, he looks at Christy in the eye and he asks if you've paid your dues.
Inconceivable! Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Hey, it's Geek Public Radio right here on geekpublicradio.com.
It's the Gen Con special, man.
Oh, yeah. It just means it's an entire week of exhaustion on top of it being exhausted.
For some of you, for some of us, we got to work.
Well, yeah.
I mean, go figure. I'd land a job, the week before Gen Con starts.
So I'm Topher the hairy bastard. With me,
Little Sonny.
And we're sitting here talking about things that you may need to make sure you have with you. More than likely, if you're listening to a show and you're going to Gen Con, you're already there.
Yes.
You've either arrived yesterday or you're arriving today, getting your hotel rooms and getting everything squared away and getting your tickets, standing in the giant will call line.
Yes.
I mean, granted, it does take it's scary long, but they are really efficient at moving everybody through. So that's always a good thing. Like, I think it was like the very first Gen Con here. The
first Gen Con where the convention center and everyone did not believe them when they told them how many people they would expect to attend. And it was a nightmare.
It was nicknamed the best 4 days in waiting.
Yeah. Once you got in, though, everything was great. But,
oh, no, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was just...
Once you had to stand in that line to get your tickets, and it was just like, oh, my God.
There were so many people running around that worked down there that they didn't know what to do. You could see fear in their eyes. They're like, I didn't know there was this many people that...
in Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, it was nuts. But it was a good time. It was a hell of a good time.
Gen Con always is. So
rub it in. Rub it in.
So what you guys got to look for is that this is the pre-show. This is the show that's going to kick off the whole week. We're going to have some live stuff from the thing. I'm going to bring my phone and do some live stuff from the floor, from the crowded hallways and that type of stuff. Normally it'll be more of a, hey, look what I'm doing.
Taking selfies with them.
Well, no, it's more of a live.
Oh, okay.
Facebook
I see what
Live,
you're saying. Facebook
YouTube
Live, YouTube, yeah,
stuff like that. So you'll be able to see a little bit. If you're not able to make it, you'll be able to see some of the stuff that's going on there. If we see like a really cool booth, I'm going to hop on, stream it, let everybody see. So if you're at the con and you haven't got a chance to check out everything, check out our live feeds, check out all that stuff, and we will make sure that. If something catches our eyes, we will show it to you and show you exactly where to go to check it out. Who knows? You may find you a new game that you want.
Or a $30,000 table. Well, no,
not anymore.
You won't find that anymore.
Not anymore.
I did notice that on Geek and Sundry, Will Wheaton has his.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like I told you. It's good to have friends.
One of the first ones that came out.
Well, yeah.
In fact, that's where I met him.
Yeah.
Was at the Geek Chic booth.
Yeah.
At Gen Con. As he was up there making the deal for his table before running back and doing tabletop, I think was what he was promoting at that time.
Yeah.
But here soon we'll have our own nice big gaming table. And I may record the putting together of the table, so either people could laugh at me and go, "Oh my God, that thing didn't fall apart," or like, "Wow, that's a cool idea. That table looks awesome."
Some time lapse photography.
I mean, like sawing stuff and putting it together.
Some compressed stuff.
Yeah, nice how-to video on how to build your own 9-foot by 5-foot gaming table.
Gonna get all fancy and make it out of reclaimed wood? And...
No. I went and bought like $200 worth of wood to put in it.
Was the lumber at least decent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, it was all the top choice whatever.
Well, some of these lumber yards around here, Top Choice ain't that great, but as long as the damn thing's straight.
Oh yeah. As long as when you roll your dice, it doesn't go and run off to the.
Man, I don't know. Sometimes I think it might help.
But Gen Con.
Yes.
So some of the stuff you want to make sure that you have with you tomorrow.
Backpack.
Well, yeah. Backpack is a must. If you haven't figured that one out, then I am pretty sure you can find one at the local Kmart or something, like something really. Just run down to Walmart if you're just now getting an indie and grab you something. They do have messenger bags and geek related bags there. So if you want to buy one at the con special,
yeah,
then you can get like a 50th anniversary
higher priced one.
Well, yeah, I mean you go there to spend money. That's what the whole. Luggage. That's the whole. It's the whole purpose of it is to go spend money.
Well, yeah.
Remember, no wheeled luggage.
Oh, see, I'd been shot right there. Yeah. I'd have thought, whatever I can get that'll carry the most shit without me having to make a trip back,
Because with as many people, you're going to have people kicking it, stepping on it, pushing it out of the way, it being in the way of, in the aisles, people are trying to go through. No roll behind luggage. Okay. That is a no-no. Okay. Let's see.
Bring your kids. Make them carry shit.
Well, there you go. And they give them all backpacks and you just keep stuffing stuff in their backpack.
They just started school. They don't, it's still within the first couple of weeks. It's nothing important. Get them out of school, take them with you, and fill their backpacks full of shit.
Here, hold this.
Yeah, that's what they're for, We don't want to cut the grass once they get of age. They can mule for us.
Right. After, of course, depending on how you want to go about it, some of the best tricks that I found was packing snacks. That way you don't even have to leave the vendor hall.
Right. Or
leave the game table or leave the film festival or any of that stuff. So like you get, I'm kind of hungry. Pull out, kit and caboodle or whatever.
Yeah, a Snickers.
Yeah.
I mean.
Here, have a Snickers. You're a troll when you're hungry.
Yeah. Just tell them you're diabetic.
But so pack snacks. There's a lot of good snacks out there. It's whatever your preference. Something that won't melt and become a giant chocolate, puddle at the bottom of your backpack because
it's not a Snickers.
Bring water. That type of stuff. Bring your drinks. Stick them in the pack. Carry them with you.
Yep. Got to hydrate.
And with that many people in that big of a space,
it's going to get warm.
It's going to get warm. So, some of the game rooms and whatnot will be nice and air conditioned, but the vendor hall and the main arteries are going to be a little warm. Even though I was looking at the temperature, it's supposed to stay in like mid 80s or low to mid 80s for the rest of the week. So
that's not too bad.
Now if my thing is up to date, then that'll. If not, they're gonna be like, you're just like a normal weather, man. Can't.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on the forecast until the day before or the morning of, because it's Indiana.
Well, yeah,
it's going to change every 5 minutes.
But like it says here, you're looking at low 80s all week, so that's not going to be too bad. But with that many people, you're going to, so comfortable shoes, backpack full of snacks,
breathable underwear.
Yeah, the fruit of the luge.
Yeah, something that's not going to chafe.
Plenty of baby powder.
Avoid the leather cosplay, or the spandex for that matter, or Speedos, or whatever craziness might.
So yeah, there's just there's tons and tons of stuff that people they're every year at Gen Con, they're putting their top 5 things. You need to remember deodorant,
mouthwash,
some Banaka or something. if you see us from the GPR crew, we will have Cthulhu mints. So if you would like an insanely good mint,
Yep.
So hit us up. We'll give you a Cthulhu mint.
They're only $3 a can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd be selling them down there too.
Oh no, I can't because we.
You don't have the booth, do you? Okay.
No. But
that's
if
right.
you're looking for
we're going press this time, aren't we?
No, we're going. We put movies into the.
Okay.
Into the film festival.
And when are those showing again? And which ones are showing?
Friday and Saturday night at 11 p.m.
Okay.
And it's the Geek Public Radio for the children.
For the children.
Yeah.
What else? That's the only one that's showing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's what we got there. Press passes we're getting, you could only get 2, and you had to get them like way back in.
Yeah.
And with as much multimedia stuff, it was just easier to put a film in and get our 10 allotted passes that we needed to, and we got the kids got theirs, and we got enough to get a couple of us.
That'll work.
So,
and maybe I'll be in attendance next year.
Well, you got to plan it. That's
Yeah.
As soon as I start planning next year, the moment I get back from Gen Con.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's some stuff to shoot to make sure you cover the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the next one, I'm going to get beaten to death.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm random like that. I text random people like that I know and be like, "Hey, would you like to beat me to death on camera?" And they're like,
there's a couple of different ways I could go.
No, but thanks for asking. Of course.
How much are we talking?
And of course they're like, there's other people like, you didn't ask me, I'd do it in a heartbeat. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's a little too eager.
You won't pull your swing. You can make that foam shit hurt.
Yeah. So that one's coming up. We're going to be shooting that here soon. Probably going to shoot that in the basement.
Yeah.
Make it nice and creepy and nice, good torture scenes in the basement.
Yeah. Don't want to give away too much, though.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun.
The hairy bastard dies in the end. Well, I mean, I kick around the idea of a spoiler alert here because I wanted to say that when you were talking about for the kids, I said, yeah, sure, we'll come watch the little hairy bastard get his ass beat. But, it runs in the family because now dear old dad's going to get it.
Yeah. Oh, I told him, I'm like, well, I smoked your clutch with a sledgehammer, so.
Yeah.
I said, it's only fair.
Yeah. Goes around, comes around.
But mine's going to be a little bit more involved than thwack and thud.
Yeah. Lose some Lee press on nails, are you?
No, I can't even stand watching that stuff. Like, no.
What?
Like that. The whole.
I think I detect an opening in your creative torture department.
So
we gotta talk.
I can't just watching that stuff. I'm not into torture porn.
I'm not talking about porn.
I know.
I ain't into that shit either. But
no, that's what I took out, like Hostel and some of that stuff where they're just like ripping fingernails off.
Yeah, but that looks
breaking.
fake.
I know, but it's still. I've ripped enough fingernails off in real life.
When somebody's eye gets gouged out, it does not ooze yellow. Trust me.
But I've done it enough. Like as soon as somebody does something on a body part that I've actually injured in a similar manner,
right?
The fake or the sympathy pains, like I literally just start feeling like, oh God, that hurts.
Okay.
Watching somebody get smoked in the knees, my knees just start. I'm like, oh. So
yeah, I have that reaction when I see somebody bang their shin on a damn trailer hitch.
you know,
I've done that so many times that you just, yeah.
So there's certain things like, given the fact that I've completely obliterated my body with the amount of stuff that I've broken, bent the wrong direction, or hyperextended, or, you know, completely pulled out of socket. You know, anytime I watch that stuff, I'm like, oh, I can like feel the phantom, and then just no.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that I shoot is either right off screen, where it's more horrific because your brain's doing it.
Imagination.
Or it's done in such a way that we're not like glorifying and just, you know, because that just, I can't handle that, and I'm going to be the one editing it.
Yeah.
So if I can't watch it.
Surprise!
But you know, there is some stuff in this that I'm going to be doing stunt wise.
Yeah.
We're actually talking to a SAG stunt man to help us with some of the stuff. He's not going to be actually working on it or doing anything, so I don't have to pay him the $1,000 a day for stunt work.
Yeah.
But as a friend, he's going to suggest a couple things, and then we're going to go with a police officer who's going to coordinate some of the stunts.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Taking a sledgehammer to the knees and that fun.
You're going to get
stabbed.
Shot. You're going to get shot.
Probably.
Yeah.
But not, I mean, that'll be after we get done.
Yeah.
He's got a gun. As he puts the gun down by my feet, he had a gun. Look, there it is.
Every good cop carries a drop gun. That's the saying, right? I'm going to get hate mail on that. I can think of a couple dozen people that are like, that's a fat son of a bitch. Typing that shit out right now.
You were like, yeah, I told you. I knew that. And you're like, oh, goodness. It's a joke, people. No, he said it. It happens.
Well, half of them are typing out that hate mail. The other half are going, damn right. Carry two.
That way, if the other person gets slippy,
we shot each other. Oh boy!
I pulled some wired earp shit.
Yeah, I'm your Huckleberry. But anyway, back to Gen Con.
Sorry, I slipped into Boondock Saints.
Yeah,
it was like,
Charlie Bronson's got rope.
Yeah.
Shitty shooting. Good shooting. Shitty shooting. Yep.
We got ourselves a cowboy. What? Nerp.
Never works on the movies. You see this on bad TV.
Yeah, we love our Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the third one. It's in process.
Is it?
Some form of process, but it's coming.
As long as it shows up. I mean, it was, 10 years or better before we got All Saints Day?
The funny thing is last year at Gen Con, when the big caravan went down, we were in the Traverse, like 9 of us packed into the Traverse. And
God, I know some of the people that went. How did my God.
Jim threw in Boondock Saints, and we watched going down there and coming back, and then the second day we watched 2 down and back, and then the third day we watched. By the last day, we were down to like Arsenic and Old Lace.
Nice,
but he loves that old show too. So he was, every time Teddy was like charge and runs off stage, whatever. He was giggling driving down the road.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you check out some cool stuff. I can't wait to get into the vendor hall.
Yeah,
and that's I always do the pass through the vendor hall, And then I camped my happy ass in the auction.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, dude, what about games and this, that, and the other? Like, I can play games all the time.
Yeah.
I can go buy cheap games and see stuff that I've never seen, and go play with battle pods.
Yep.
And do the flight simulator.
Yep.
Or the Starship simulator, bridge simulator thing.
Yeah.
We did the video last year with them.
Yeah.
That was a fun, where all of us actually got to play one game together, computer wise, and like each person took a station, and everybody did this, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So check out the last year's video. We won't be doing any of those videos. Like I said, we're not here with the press this year. We're here more to enjoy it, to spread the word, and to promote our video side of stuff. So
maybe next year we'll do the video side of stuff and the press, if there's enough people on board, especially if we get the TV network or the TV station going.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be an all day. That'd be a pretty good job. I'd sign up for that.
Get you a hover around. Carry all the equipment.
Yeah. Give me a license plate that said insured by Mafia. You hit us, we hit you.
So, all of the fun stuff that kicks off tomorrow, today's got the opening of the Sun King Brewery tent thing.
Yeah.
Their little drinking station that's there on right out in front of the convention center.
Yeah.
And unfortunately this year I had to go gluten-free, so I'm not going to actually be able to partake. I'm maybe slip in and just
Not going to be able to partake in what?
the Sun King. Like, my Wednesday thing was I go pick up everybody's tickets.
Yeah.
5:00. I come down. I listen to whatever band's playing down there, and they've tapped the keg. It's the Sun King keg tapping thing, and you go in and you drink your beverages and have a good time, and then go home, come back Thursday, and start the
Right.
doodad. But they don't make gluten-free stuff.
Well, surely one won't kill you.
Probably not, but
Half of one.
I'll drink one and be like, that was good. Then I'll drink
Well,
two,
see, you have to
and then I'll
practice
drink
moderation.
5.
I understand that moderation is not not a city we live in, but
It's not a natural
not a natural occurrence.
yeah. It's not a natural existence for me.
Well, you got to practice a little bit of restraint.
What's funny is, everybody listens and is like, oh God, like all he does is drink all the time. No, I drink in the podcast and when we game.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a podcast or gaming all the time. Just kidding.
Yep.
But like Gen Con is my trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
So this is the week that I will drink all the time.
Right.
I'll get up at I don't care. Like, we're there at 8:00, going around doing whatever, and I'm like, hey, let's go grab something to eat. And you're like, oh, but it's breakfast. Like, where do you want to go? I don't know, anywhere that serves beer.
Yep.
I guess, isn't it a little early? Yeah, I'm on vacation. Screw everybody.
It's never early. It's never too early. It's always 5:00 somewhere.
By the end of it, I didn't do my job at Gen Con if my liver isn't crying.
Yeah, it's okay to have it crying, but you don't want it to pack its shit and leave. Which you've come close to a couple of times. It was like, I'm out. You can't,
Well, my heart gave out.
Yeah.
Twice.
Because it was listening to the damn liver. It's like, our heart says, hey, liver's leaving. I'm going too. I mean.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yep.
So, there's plenty of stuff to do tonight. Just check it out. Roll up the Midway, whatever. There's plenty of different restaurants and bars that are going to be open tonight. for people to gather. There is a get-together of the Gen Con unofficial the Facebook unofficial Gen Con group. Like thousands of people were in this online group, and they have a big meetup tonight.
Really? I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah. I'm a member of all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Well, and do we have a schedule of events yet? I mean, is there anything?
We do. If you download the unofficial Gen Con app, it'll have like a list of everything that's going on for the next 4 days. And of course,
You happen to have that.
I happen to have that.
Of course you do, because you're like me, scrupulous.
Well, no, it's free.
Yeah, so is my shit.
See, it's literally.
They just want you to pay for it, but you don't have to pay for it.
See, it's literally a,
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Show all.
And what the app will allow you to do is know what things are still available, what things aren't available, what you can get tickets for, how much tickets are going to cost you, the whole 9 yards.
When was the last time you updated this? Because it says up to date as of 8/3.
Well, and I need to update it.
Yeah, you do. Because it says there are currently, according to this, as of 8/3, there were currently 19,823 events.
Well, there's probably about that. They're not going to change. I mean, some events may go away, but they're not going to add any. Especially with it being over.
Events updated. Okay. It's updating all that stuff now. This is just the last time you looked at it was the 3rd,
yeah.
Apparently.
But
Oh, this is available.
yeah, this is stuff that's available.
Oh, okay.
Like
well,
you can check out, like look at what's going on. Like, ooh, I want to see if there's an Earth Dawn game. If you play Earth Dawn, and like scroll through and go, oh look, there's got 20 seats available.
Yeah.
And it's gonna cost $2 a ticket.
Finance 101. Who in the hell?
Probably for game design. There's a lot of game design seminars and stuff that go on too.
Balance sheet. Yeah, okay. I think that's probably what it is. Man, there's some neat stuff that I'm not going to get to go see. This kind of irritates the shit out of me. I should have told them I was available next month.
But you wouldn't have had any money.
Well, that's true too.
So I was telling my son, he got his first job.
Yeah.
2 weeks before Gen Con. And he has to do 90 days without missing a day.
Yeah, I got to do the same shit.
So he was like, oh, man. But it's a factory job, so they work 9 to 5. Well, he works 1 to 9:30 right now. But the 5 days a week, he doesn't have to work weekends. So he's like, I can go Saturday.
Yoga for geeks. Well, there's some neat stuff on here, but I'm going to quit scrolling because I'll get lost. Yeah, I got to work like 4 to 12:30 a.m.
The fun stuff like Mrs. Johnson needs a demo.
Yeah. Hey, you said they don't still do the breakfast anymore, do they?
I don't know.
The breakfast?
Killer
with Ann
breakfast.
Whichever one it was with Ann McCaffrey. Was it? Yeah, it was Killer Breakfast, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Hickman's Killer Breakfast.
Yeah.
And it's at Saturday at 9 a.m. That's 2 hours long, and it's $10 to go in, and there's 0 available.
Of course.
Well, no, it sells out. That's one of the first ones to sell out.
I remember when we went, when it first came to Indiana, that was something my buddies had talked up. They're like, oh, we gotta go to the breakfast. We gotta go to the breakfast, but we gotta be quick because the shit's gonna sell out. Okay, and sure enough, and then a week it was sold out.
The very first time we went and sat in it, and we actually made it in. The next year, no way, like we didn't make it.
I didn't get called, but I think Maddox did. I think Tiny got called up there.
And it's like, where are we going, and why are we in a wicker basket?
Yeah.
And they filled that room. Like, there's standing room only people, and I was just like, my first year was like, wow, so I was only able to do like maybe 1 or 2 years before it just became unfeasible.
Yeah. Well, they had it in a, I think it was in part of the Hoosier Dome or RCA Dome or whatever. It was
like,
no, it was in a.
It was in the Wabash room when the first few years.
Yeah. Yeah, there was other stuff that was going on because I was thinking about it the other day. I was looking at some stuff and they're talking about how they've got overflow going into Lincoln or
Lucas.
Yeah.
Well, no, they have the whole of the Lucas. Like, there's a laser tag booth.
Yeah.
There's the dungeon. There's a whole museum going to be over there.
And see, the first year it was in Indiana, I think it was first year for that True Dungeon, too. I think. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that.
I walked through it. We got videos up of the True Dungeon from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It might have been last year.
Yeah.
Where they had, like, really cool tables. Like, it's projected down, and it actually reads the table. So, like, if you move sand too deep, it fills up with water.
Yeah.
And it's, like, casted down, projected down the water and all that stuff. So you have to like move the water around and get it to go to connect to whatever. And
there was something like that at Lafayette at one of those. It was some place wife took the kids on vacation.
It's really, really neat. And then they had like an interactive thing where like you're in a airship with the monitors up around the front, and you're like traveling, and you move the wheel and try to dodge stuff and things. It was really a neat setup. And I was like, the first year, I don't know if they had that big. From what we saw, it was more of a come in, throw these little rings, and do this and have fun, and yada yada yada. Now
it's a little bit more high tech.
Yeah, it was
involved.
Yeah,
because I think the most advanced thing it was that first year that I'd seen was like the ring toss type deal, throwing
pouches that sound like
throw
fireball.
It was like it was almost like a cornhole toss, and they had a like a shuffleboard type deal. But they did have something peculiar for the thief. In order to lockpick, you actually had to move some. So you actually had to have some degree of skill moving a couple of pieces, and that was pretty interesting.
The very first year we were there, I did the guys. I don't know now. I don't know if they're the same ones that do in the forged foam booth or not.
Yeah,
but they had it was almost like a gauntlet.
Yeah,
where you go in and you do this whole thing, all these different little events all the way around, and then it culminated with being in this circle facing off this other guy, and you get so many points, and it tells you where you rated.
Yeah,
I think I rated night, only because, I did pretty good. You had to like take a foam sword and knock a bowling ball off a pedestal, and however far it went, you got so many points for how far it went.
Yeah.
And then you had to go through this little maze area thing and climb up this spot and jump down, and then go through a thief's test or whatever with all the strings with the bells on it.
Yeah.
And you had to you got points docked if you rung a bell or if you broke a string.
Yeah.
And I made through it halfway decent, did a couple more things around this outside, and then came up to an arrow, a bow and arrow, and you had to like shoot this arrow with the blunt things on it.
Yeah.
Through windows of this big castle cutout thing, and like the smaller windows were more points and the bigger windows whatever, and I was just like bullseyeing the small one. And the guy was sitting there keeping track of like, you used a bow and arrow before, haven't you? I was like, yep, tink. And then I go in there and get pwned.
Yeah.
With the sword and whatnot. So but I made night only because I was like hitting 100-point things with the bow and arrow.
Made night because you're good at archery.
Yeah. That.
So we were working under what, 3rd edition rules? 4th edition?
Oh, good Lord.
3.5?
But like I said, looking through this year, it's going to be fun. It's the 50th anniversary. So it is the actual 50th anniversary of Gen Con 0.
Yep.
That was actually held in his basement.
Yeah. So what are do they have special prizes or anything? I mean, what is the special, what all have they got to commemorate the 50th anniversary?
A lot of merchandise to purchase.
Well, yeah, but
they don't do swag bags anymore.
They don't?
No. Well, with like 75,000 people, I mean, the whole place is sold out.
Yeah.
So with that many people, then you just get cost prohibitive to do that many swag bags.
Man, we got some good shit though.
Oh yeah, I mean you still get your dice and whatnot. It's in a coupon book, and you go up and you hand them the coupon, and they give you your dice, your commemorative dice, rather than it being in the bottom of the bag. So,
give me some dice.
I'll grab an extra coupon book and get you something.
That'll work. Give me something purty.
But it'll be fun. I can't wait till tomorrow. Talking about can't wait till stuff. We announced last week on the Intertubes.
Yeah.
That there's a new game store opening up. Mm-hmm. And it's opened. Online store.
Yep.
It is by us. So it's by gamers, for gamers type deal.
Yeah.
Right now we have a lot of used games up there. Stuff that was purchased at Gen Con.
Yeah.
And a lot of knickknacks. You can buy the Cthulhu mints there for $3.
Yep. And the charms too.
Yeah, and the charms and the Cthulhu Dorbs, the little fun pop vinyl.
Yep.
Cthulhu Dorbs.
Little zombie head bobbers.
Yeah.
Bobbleheads.
A lot of cool stuff. We're getting ready to put up some Pathfinder stuff. Of course, we're going to hit the auction house and put some of that stuff up there. But it's pretty much, I don't want to say it's Geek Public Radio's thing because it's called The Verse.
Yeah.
Games. It's The Verse Games. You can go to theversestore.com and check it out. And, I put a link up to some of the eBay stuff that we were doing in the group, So if you go to facebook.com/Geek Public Radio, click the groups, go in there, and it should be like one of the higher.
Yeah, should be one of the higher pin posts. So why the verse?
Honestly,
you're watching Firefly, weren't you?
It's the first thing that came into my head.
Yeah.
It was just like, what do I name it? Like, because we were talking about like the Hobbit hole and all that, but there's a Hobbit hole in Texas.
Yeah.
So I was like, what do I name it? What do I name it? What do I name it? Ooh, like the verse. Do a whole Firefly theme without doing a Firefly theme.
Yeah.
So if you notice, like everything's space related, but I don't show a single ship.
Yeah.
I just happen to have the font.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's our little thing of a corner of the net that has games and whatnot. And like I said, we're going to keep putting more stuff into it. The more people that we can get to it and buy stuff off of it, the more stuff we can put back on it.
Yep.
So trying to make it
prophecy.
Yeah, let us know what you want to see on there. Like I said, we're going to put some Pathfinder stuff up. We're going to put some other odds and ends, and like we're always looking for stuff at the auction. Probably camp down there for a greater part of the day. Like, ooh, look, this I want this section, so we're going to stay for this section. And I'll stay for this section. Let's stay for this section. So you'll get all the dealer stuff that we can from there.
Yep.
And, the goal is to have enough people moving stuff in and out that we're placing an order at least once a week.
Right.
So, and those orders have to be pretty high to get the free shipping in order to make it,
I can imagine.
cost effective.
Yeah.
Because, there's not that big of a markup on this stuff. So
Yeah.
But
That's how we're able to pass on the value.
it's not a big markup on game stuff. Especially when you throw in the shipping and all the other stuff. So it's like,
yeah. I don't want to make money. I just love to sell games.
Now, if I was, I need a silver hair wig and trim this down.
No, because then you might be, would be some kind of infringement.
It's parody. Parody's covered under fair use.
Oh, okay.
Or Weird Al wouldn't have a job.
Yeah, but I think he still clears most of his stuff with the people that.
No, because there are several people who are angry.
Well, now don't reference the Coolio thing because he thought he had the okay, and then he found out.
Well, no, like
he
I
was
said,
upset with him.
It falls under fair. There's a few people, not just that, but it falls under any parody falls under fair use. That's why you got some of the gamer music like "Talk Nerdy to Me" and this, that, and the other. That's fair game because they're taking that song and making a parody of it.
Okay.
Parody, satire, and something else always falls under fair use.
All right.
How do you think Scary Movie and those things became popular? They went, oh, we can lampoon everything, and okay, let's do that then.
Right.
So, if you want to do a new movie, you just call it Muffy, the Vampire Lair, and then see that falls under fair use.
Yeah, I'm going to remember that for that card game you were talking about.
No, that's for the TV edition. Or list a bunch of TV
expansion, shows. TV expansion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Giving stuff away.
Well, they'll find out.
Yeah. We do have a few games that we are developing ourselves to put into the store. So those are currently in production.
Yep, literally.
Yeah. We get the order for the first production run next week. So it'll be interesting. I'm going to play test the crap out of it.
Yeah.
And then it'll be available at the store.
Yeah.
And like it's all building around the fact that eventually we'd like to get a brick and mortar place so we can bring Geek Public Radio back into a brick and mortar store and actually have a storefront rather than being closed up in some back closet.
Yeah.
Hiding in the shadows. It needs to be, let out to the light of day.
Right, because, relaunching the live radio station, after Gen Con,
mm-hmm.
and then, as soon as possible, I assume the television studio.
Well, as soon as we're good on going with the shows being on time and everything going like that, the Man Cave will be the first live show. Yeah. They came back. They were one of the first shows that started when we were first out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then we had some other shows pop up. We're going to be doing, like I said, the Man Cave, and of course, GPR is going to be back on the radio. I don't know if we're going to do it live or do like we're now and just schedule it for, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll figure all that out as time
And your
launch
schedule.
approaches. Yeah, pretty much. I know what my schedule is for the next 6 weeks, but beyond that, I don't know.
But yeah, so it's once we get everything like that settled, then we're going to look at doing the because we got a lot of filming,
Right.
specifically for the TV side.
Right.
Maybe get you with some makeup and do some horror hosting.
Yeah, I'm sure people would love to see that. A face for radio.
Well, it's a horror host. I mean,
Hey.
he can be our own little Svengoolie.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites. Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the so we got some of that coming.
I'm Rainfield.
Shut up. But so by the time we get the radio station and it going smooth,
Right.
then we'll be able to have everything set up to do this filming for the other stuff. And
Yeah.
because there's going to be a few things that we're going to have to film and knock out like a season
Right.
of in order to get that to flow right.
Right.
And then once we get to flowing right, then we can approach the places that we were going to approach to move it forward, like Pluto TV and
Yeah.
some of the other distribution centers.
Yeah.
Putting out our own DVDs of our horror hosts. Season 1.
Yeah.
You got to come up with a good name for a horror host.
Hell, I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. Look how long it took me to come up with a little Sunny. I got just enough time to pull something else out of my ass. And really, it shouldn't have taken me long to pull that. I mean, that's what they called me at the facility. Such a lovely ray of sunshine.
Yes.
Well,
when you told me, I was like, "Why? It was because you're just a ray of sunshine?" And you're like, yeah.
Well, that too.
That
yeah.
too.
Not buddy of mine. We actually hired in together. A real good friend of mine. He's since passed, but George T. He used to call himself Big Daddy, and then we'd run around with a bunch of guys at work, and practically inseparably, he's like, "Well, that's Big Daddy. That's Little Sonny." Then I got that Challenger. Then I was Big Money Little Sonny. Then I got married, and I was No Money Little Sonny.
Well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I'd still make the same trade. But so I don't know why it took me so long to come up with that.
You can't haul a family around in the.
Well, the kids were little. I mean, we only had to put one car seat in the back then. Avery wasn't born. We just had Jonah in a little booster, or he was in a full-on car seat, but he was in a booster. Olivia was young and small enough; she'd fit right in the back there, even with having 6 inches of room for her legs. And then me and Teresa in the front of it. So I think it's still cook ass down the road, man. It was fast.
Let's say if you go like sideways down the road with the family in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of frowned upon.
I don't know. The boy looked like he had a good time. I remember the only time I saved that kid's life, we made the mistake of, getting in a discussion and not realizing the house was quiet because he was the only one home besides us. And then, we realized 2 minutes later that, shit, I don't hear him, and 2 minutes is a long time for a 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And that kid had gotten into the grape jelly and went up the stairs and had a spoon in the grape jelly and was flipping it up on the ceiling. I mean, it was everywhere. She lost her mind. And Jonah, he's like, he got over, he's like, "You're doing really good cleaning up, Mommy. You're like a little cheerleader, right?" Totally oblivious to the fact she wants to rip his head off. I said, "Hey, buddy, won't you come with me? I got to go make a run. Won't you come with Dad? We're going to take the car." So I took him, saved his life, took him out of the house. We were gone for about 4 hours. I waited until it was safe to bring him home, and he was asleep on the way back. I was like, "Hey, he's sleeping. You can't kill him while he's asleep. But
Well, at least it was just jelly and not
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it was.
Because I've heard stories of kids going, yeah, turning into monkeys.
Diaper diving.
Yeah. Smack.
Yeah.
I want to paint you a picture, Mommy.
My daughter done that, and my youngest, she took her diaper off. I guess she was
Finger painting
all over the crib. Yeah. I mean, there's stuff that you don't realize until you become a parent just how
gross kids are.
Well, not just that, but how much what you really can stomach. I mean, if Josh had walked in on that, he'd have retched his guts all over the floor and ran out screaming like a little girl. Okay. Now I was at work,
or you would have done it too.
No, I was at work. Or I was somewhere, and she had told me about it happening, and she had to go in there and she had to clean the crib up, clean her up. And she's babysitting at the same time for other family members, but they're like, oh my God, that's so gross. She's a baby. You don't know no different.
You haven't.
It's not going to be the last time that something like this happens, but
it's always like the little boys that you lay them down, you change them, and they pee on their face.
Yeah. I've luckily never had that happen.
The picture is
yeah. I remember when Josh was little, though.
That's karma right there. Rather than peeing on you, they pee on themselves.
Well, when Josh and Jessica were little and they were laying next to each other in bassinets, or whatever they call them over at the hospital, I remember going, I was 4 years old, went with Grandma to see the babies. And twins were born, and they were laying next to each other doing a diaper change, and he peed about like you're talking about, where he comes up, but he peed in her face. And I stood there, and I was like, well, I know how this is going to go. I was right. But anyway, I don't know how that relates to Gen Con. We got off on another tangent,
Well, this, it happens.
Yeah.
We have more conversations on this show than we do anything else.
Yeah.
And anybody who talks to me for 5 minutes knows that I hit 37 topics.
Squirrel.
And really, we're
yeah, shiny.
So, but yeah. This is one of those things. It's like so much stuff to look forward to. There's so much stuff to do. I can't even bring my brain to.
Yeah, it's completely an overload. I mean,
I'm looking forward to all the beer.
Yeah.
Well, that I can drink anyway.
Yeah.
If it didn't tear me up and make me sick, then I'd cheat.
Oh, I meant to ask you, how many backpacks you going down with?
3.
Okay. You make her carry them all?
Yeah.
Good man. Good man.
No, I'm going to carry my messenger bag and a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And
how many she's carrying? Well, she's good for 2 or 3.
No, you see her, she's little. Like, you fill that thing up and she falls backwards.
So you strap one on the front of her and one on the back, so it's even.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's actually cosplaying this year. So,
what is she gonna do?
She's got a corset and she's getting one of the skirts from Libby, and for that Libby used for the 1812 stuff. So it's kind of steampunkish historical costume.
Okay, so she's not going for like any individual.
No.
Okay.
Like me, I'm wearing it's going to be a pirate thing on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like with the big boots and hand sewn costume.
Yeah.
Not something that we got on Amazon.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. My first year cosplaying.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should, get you a big wool, like fryer cloak thing, and you know.
And what?
You stand around and going, Hodor.
No, actually, I was thinking that, but for Bill. No, because that dude's got the size for it, man. You put Tiny in a fryer, like...
You know what I'm talking about? The winter...
Hodor. That's the saddest damn thing I think I'd seen in a while. I was really pulling for him, too. I was like, man, he'll be the only one left when all this is done. No, he's got to hold the damn door.
That's what I told the... Because I think I actually talked Chetty into going to one of the smaller cons and cosplaying as Hodor. And I told him to just sit at the door and hold the door open.
Yeah. Man.
Let's see how many people get...
Spoiler alert.
To see how many people go...
Oh. Too soon.
2 seasons ago. But, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of spoilers, this is a couple weeks. I won't do the last episode. So you have time, unless you're holding off for this season and wanting to watch it all at once.
What?
Game of Thrones.
What do you mean holding off for the last season?
I said, unless you're holding off for the season and to watch it all at once.
No, I've been.
No, I'm talking about people listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to do the last episode, but the one before it, when we finally get to see, like I said, spoiler alert. You know, if you don't want to hear anything talking about Game of Thrones or whatever, you should have seen the episode by now. But if you can't, you know, this is
it's your own damn fault.
This is a couple weeks ago.
I hadn't watched the show in years, and I found a way. I made a deal. How's Vikings coming, by the way?
I'm just now getting back into it with because she's got her license back. So, because I was taking 4 trips a day.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
You don't need sleep.
There and back, then take her, then back, and then go back to pick him up, and you come back, and then go back to pick her up, go back. And I was on the road for like 6 hours a day.
Jesus Christ, man. I'd just take them all up or drop them off and be like, you call me when the last one that's working done. Or find a ride. So
now that I am down to only taking 1.
Yeah.
Until, he can get his license stuff. But,
Anyway.
I'm picking back into it and getting ready to finish the first season.
Okay. All right. I'll remember that.
Well, I didn't have the time to or else I burned through the first half of the season.
You didn't have the time?
I burned through the first half of the season like pretty quick until everything went stupid.
Okay. Well, and then, fair enough.
Now I gotta get back into
I tried to get into Black Sails, but man, I just couldn't get all the way through that first episode. I was like,
It gets better.
I hope that, but I really couldn't do it. I mean,
I for some reason with Black Sails, it took me a while to get because I watched the first couple episodes and I was like, whatever. And then Jim was into it, so I caught back up. And once I started watching and catching up, like getting past the first few episodes and getting into the meat of the things, then I started to get into it. And I'll be honest with you, the last 3 episodes, I couldn't watch them.
Yeah.
Like I lost interest.
Yeah.
With the whole
I didn't make it the full hour and something that the first episode was. I made it close. I got to like 50 minutes and I was like, this is just too damn retarded for me. It wasn't what I was looking for in a pirate show. Well, I mean, it's a mixture of historical stuff with Treasure Island.
Yeah.
So they got Treasure Island characters interacting with historic. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it.
It gets all fun when you get Charles Vane involved and, Blackbeard actually shows up. And
yeah. I liked the Blackbeard that did show up, the first one. That was okay. But as far as the rest of it, I don't know.
But, I guess part of it for me was I also played Black Flag.
Well, yeah, so did I. That's the only reason I wanted to watch that show.
Right.
I was like, this ought to be awesome. And no, not really.
Well, and it's like, because Vane shows up in Black Flag and, a couple other people, it's like Hornigold and all that stuff. Like, in that, I think he's a Templar.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but you like Benjamin Hornigold and all of this stuff. And the guy who's the bad guy at the very, as everything progresses and they go through, and like the last season, it actually shows up what's his name with the scar.
Yeah.
That was in the Black Flag.
Yeah, no, I don't remember.
As a Templar. He's actually takes over as the governor of the island, and like
I did notice that Nassau looked exactly like it did in Black Flag, so that was kind of neat.
But like I said, after you got past the first episode or two, it got to the point where I moved through that one pretty quick.
Yeah.
But my problem with Vikings though is I'm getting back to the point where I was at before when I lost interest, when like it was the brothers fighting and the backstabbing with the stuff, and for some reason that just lost me.
Hold on to your butts.
Well, I know it. I've watched.
That's the kind of stuff that went down. But
I know. But I'm just saying, like
it's following the Ragnar Lothbrok saga.
Well, no, I understand. What I'm saying is I love the show and was moving through it, and I'm getting back to the point where it's like him and whatever is just going on. It's just like, for some reason in my head, when any series gets into that point, I'm more interested in the other stories that it's trying to tell and not that story. So if they focus on that, it loses me because I want to see.
Well, I don't think they're focusing so much on that as I think it's kind of spread around. But anyway,
I mean, I'm just saying that's where I feel like it lost me. Was it spent too much time on something that I wasn't interested in.
Yeah,
where I wanted to see some more of the other stuff.
Yeah,
and after that, it was just like, So,
well, it happens.
But I'll move through it and get into the later stuff, because like I said, I've seen a couple episodes after that were pretty good.
Yeah,
but by then I was so far removed that it didn't.
Yeah,
it didn't catch me. So.
But it happens.
Well, it's about that time. We're going to close this down and go take care of what we need to take care of and kick off technically day -1 of Gen Con.
T-1 day.
Yeah. So we got to get, and I got to figure out what I can drink.
Yeah, figure out what you can drink. Everybody else get geeked up for what they're going to go see and do and play, and the rest of us will be at work.
Well, we'll think about you. Like I said, click on your Facebook Live and watch some of the recorded stuff when you get off work. And it'll be just like being there.
Shit. Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
It'll be just as much like being there as, Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters. Is like,
Well, this is Topher the Hairy Bastard.
It's a little sunny.
And have a great Gen Con. We'll talk at you later.
Be careful.